You might think that eating kale, sipping green smoothies, or taking the latest heart-boosting supplements is enough to keep your heart safe. But here's the shocking truth. Your heart could be struggling silently right now, even if you're doing all the right things. Doctors see it all the time. Patients come in thinking they're healthy, exercising occasionally, taking their pills, watching what they eat, only to discover that their arteries are stiffening, blood pressure is creeping up, and their risk of heart attack is quietly rising behind the scenes. The scary part? You don't feel it happening. Your heart doesn't send a warning light until the damage has already begun. But the good news is, you don't need expensive supplements, exotic powders, or mysterious miracle elixirs to protect it. In just a few minutes, I'm going to reveal the simple, everyday habits that actually keep your heart strong, healthy, and happy. Habits that are backed by real science, completely free, and something you can start doing today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your heart really needs to stay pumping well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Hi, I'm Dr. James, and today we're diving into one of the most important topics for anyone over 45, keeping your heart healthy naturally. Because here's the reality. Our bodies change as we age. What worked for your heart in your 30s may not work anymore. Blood vessels gradually lose their elasticity. Cholesterol can start creeping up even if your diet seems perfect, and even minor, hidden inflammation can quietly set the stage for serious heart problems down the line. Many people assume that staying heart healthy means taking the newest supplement advertised on TV or buying powders that promise to cleanse your arteries. The truth is, most of these trendy products are either overpriced or don't address the real issues that matter. Your heart doesn't just need a pill. It needs consistent, simple habits that actually support its function every single day. Let me give you a real example. Monica, a 62-year-old retired teacher, thought she was doing everything right. She took fish oil religiously, avoided fried foods, and even practiced yoga a few times a week. On the surface, she seemed healthy. But during her last checkup, her doctor delivered some unsettling news. Her cholesterol was slowly rising, and her arteries were showing early signs of stiffness. Monica was shocked. She felt fine. She had no symptoms, but her heart was quietly sending warning signals she hadn't noticed. So what went wrong? The problem wasn't Monica's effort or her intentions. It was that her routine was missing the key actions that truly protect the heart. Supplements alone, even healthy foods, can't completely counteract age-related changes in circulation, stress levels, and arterial health. That's why today, we're going to focus on the real ways to keep your heart happy and strong, without fancy powders or expensive pills. I'll break it down step by step, showing you exactly what works, why it works, and how you can integrate it into your everyday life, so your heart stays resilient for decades to come. By the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden habits that either silently damage your heart or protect it. And you'll walk away with practical, science-backed strategies that anyone over 45 can start immediately. No gimmicks, no hype. Just proven simple ways to give your heart the care it really needs. So let's get started, because your heart is waiting, and the sooner you act, the stronger and healthier it will be. Let's talk about the problem most people face. Your heart isn't just a pump. It's the engine that drives every single cell in your body. Every beat pushes oxygen, nutrients, and life-sustaining blood to your organs, muscles, and brain. And like any engine, it can wear down over time if it isn't cared for properly. The problem is, most people don't notice the warning signs until it's too late. Here's the reality. Even if you eat what you believe is a heart-healthy diet, you may still be exposing yourself to silent damage. High blood pressure, stubborn cholesterol, and chronic inflammation can slowly attack your arteries, making them stiff and narrow over time. The frightening part? You won't feel these changes immediately. Fatigue, shortness of breath, or mild discomfort might show up years later, but by then, some damage has already taken hold, increasing your risk of heart attack or stroke. And don't be fooled by the myths you've probably heard all your life. Just take fish oil and your heart will be fine. Avoid all fats, or your arteries will clog. These oversimplifications can actually be harmful. Not all fats are bad. Healthy fats, like those in nuts, seeds, and oily fish, are essential for repairing artery walls, maintaining flexible blood vessels, and even helping regulate blood pressure. Avoiding them entirely can leave your heart vulnerable. Let me give you a real-world example. Tom, a 55-year-old accountant, believed he was doing everything right. He swapped butter for margarine, took his daily omega-3 supplement religiously, and exercised sporadically. When he remembered, on paper, he seemed healthy, but during a routine checkup, his doctor found early plaque buildup in his coronary arteries. Tom was stunned. He thought he was doing all the right things. His heart was quietly under siege, and he had no idea. This is exactly the challenge many adults over 45 face. The heart doesn't send alarms like a car engine with a warning light. High blood pressure can creep up silently. Arteries can stiffen without warning. Inflammation can smolder quietly for years, slowly sabotaging your cardiovascular system long before you notice any symptoms. Here's a fact that might surprise you. According to the American Heart Association, nearly half of all adults in the U.S. have some form of cardiovascular disease, often without even realizing it. That means millions of people are walking around with silent risk factors, believing their heart is fine when it's actually struggling. And that's why relying on supplements alone is not enough. No pill can reverse decades of poor habits, stress, or hidden inflammation. So if you've been hoping that taking the latest heart-boosting pill is all you need, it's time to rethink that strategy. Your heart needs more than a bottle. It needs a system. It needs consistent daily habits that target the root causes of heart damage before it's too late. And this is where most people go wrong. They chase the newest trends, the latest powders, or hyped-up pills, thinking these are shortcuts to heart health. But the truth is, real protection comes from simple, proven habits that work in harmony with your body. Habits that don't cost a fortune and don't rely on gimmicks. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those habits are. You'll learn how to apply them immediately. And more importantly, you'll discover the hidden mistakes that could be quietly sabotaging your heart every single day. Once you understand the problem, the solutions become clear and achievable, no matter your age. So what is the hidden truth about heart health? Why do so many people, even those who eat well, exercise, and take their supplements, still struggle with their heart? The answer lies not in what you eat alone or the pills you take, but in three critical factors that quietly undermine cardiovascular health: chronic inflammation, stress, and poor circulation. Let's start with inflammation. Not the kind that makes your knee swell after a fall, but the silent, low-grade inflammation that attacks your arteries day after day. Studies have shown that this chronic inflammation is one of the leading drivers of atherosclerosis, the buildup of plaque inside your arteries. And the frustrating part? It often develops quietly, fueled by everyday habits: too much sugar in your coffee or dessert, highly processed foods, sitting for long stretches without movement. Even subtle lifestyle choices add up over time. Then there's stress. I'm not just talking about feeling a little frazzled at work or worried about bills. Chronic stress triggers a cascade of hormonal changes, especially the release of cortisol. High cortisol levels directly affect your heart. They raise blood pressure, increase inflammation, and can even alter how your body handles cholesterol. Monica, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier, had no idea that her mild anxiety and constant mental tension were contributing to early stiffness in her arteries. Once she incorporated simple breathing exercises and a daily 20-minute walk in nature, she noticed her blood pressure dropping and her energy increasing. This is the kind of hidden factor that supplements alone can't fix. The third factor is circulation. Your heart is strongest when blood flows freely through your arteries, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body. But poor posture, long hours of sitting, lack of movement, and even dehydration can quietly reduce circulation. Many adults over 50 are unknowingly living with compromised blood flow, which can lead to fatigue, shortness of breath, and subtle stress on the heart. And this is where the myths and marketing really mislead people. You've probably been told that a pill, powder, or supplement can fix your heart. The truth is, pills alone cannot improve circulation, reduce chronic stress, or repair the damage caused by low-grade inflammation. They are tools, not the solution itself. Here's the sobering reality. Your heart's health isn't about chasing the latest trend or the newest supplement. It's about addressing these silent underlying causes. Once you understand them, the rest becomes straightforward. Targeting inflammation, managing stress, and improving circulation can dramatically lower your risk of heart disease, increase your energy, and even reverse early arterial stiffness. That's why this video is so important. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps you can start today to keep your heart strong, resilient, and happy, without spending a fortune on exotic supplements. You'll learn how to naturally nourish your heart, manage stress effectively, and improve circulation safely, all with habits that fit easily into your daily life. By the time we finish, you'll have a clear, practical blueprint for protecting your heart for decades to come. And the best part? It's simpler than you think. No gimmicks, no expensive powders, just real, science-backed strategies that work with your body to keep your heart healthy, happy, and strong. So let's dive into the solution. How do you keep your heart happy, healthy, and strong without spending a fortune on supplements or exotic powders? The answer lies in 3 key strategies that work together to protect your heart naturally. When combined, these habits create a system that supports circulation, reduces inflammation, and helps your arteries stay flexible for decades. First, eat heart-friendly foods rich in natural nutrients. You've probably heard about superfoods, but here's the truth. The nutrients your heart needs are often hiding in everyday, accessible foods. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, vibrant berries, beans, nuts, and oily fish like salmon and sardines are packed with essential vitamins, antioxidants, and healthy fats. These nutrients help reduce inflammation, improve artery flexibility, balance cholesterol, and even support healthy blood pressure. Timing matters too. For example, starting your day with a handful of walnuts or almonds alongside a colorful fruit salad gives your body antioxidants and healthy fats right away. This helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and fuel your heart throughout the day. Monica, the 62-year-old retired teacher, made one simple change. She added a handful of walnuts and a serving of blueberries to her breakfast each morning. Within just a month, her blood pressure readings were noticeably lower. She felt more energetic, and even her mood improved. It was a small, effortless change, but over time, small choices like this compound into big results. Second, move your body the right way. Exercise isn't just about burning calories or fitting into your favorite jeans. It's about improving circulation, strengthening your heart muscle, and keeping your arteries flexible. Gentle activities like brisk walking, yoga, swimming, or resistance band exercises can dramatically improve arterial health and overall cardiovascular function. The key is consistency, not intensity. Aim for at least 20-30 minutes of moderate activity each day. And here's a pro tip. Short bursts of movement spread throughout the day are often more effective than a single long session. Stand up every hour, stretch, or walk a few minutes. Your arteries will thank you. Take Tom, the 55-year-old accountant, for example. He started doing brief walking breaks at work and added a 10-minute stretching routine each evening. Within a few months, he noticed better circulation, fewer aches and pains, and more energy throughout the day. These small changes added up to a stronger, healthier heart. Third, manage stress effectively. Chronic stress is one of the silent killers of the heart. The cortisol your body releases under stress raises blood pressure, promotes inflammation, and can even disrupt cholesterol balance. But managing stress doesn't have to mean expensive therapy or retreats. Simple, consistent practices like deep breathing exercises, mindfulness, meditation, or a daily walk in nature can have profound effects. Monica discovered this herself. She began practicing 5 minutes of deep breathing each morning and paired it with her daily walk. Within weeks, she noticed her stress felt more manageable, her mind was clearer, and her blood pressure readings stabilized. When you combine these 3 strategies, eating nutrient-dense foods, moving consistently, and managing stress, you create a system that supports heart health far more effectively than any supplement ever could. Supplements alone cannot mimic the systemic benefits of these habits. And here's the key takeaway. The magic isn't in perfection, it's in consistency. Small daily choices, repeated over weeks and months, compound to create a heart that stays strong naturally. You don't need a miracle pill. You need a simple, sustainable plan. And that's exactly what we're building together. Now that we've covered the solutions, it's just as important to talk about what to avoid. Because here's the hard truth. One wrong habit, repeated over weeks and months, can completely undo all the progress you're trying to make. Your heart doesn't care about intentions. It responds to actions, both good and bad. First, avoid over-reliance on supplements. This is where so many people go wrong. They think popping a pill, taking a powder, or following the latest supplement craze can replace real food, movement, and stress management. The reality is, supplements are tools, not magic solutions. Over-relying on them can create a false sense of security, while the underlying causes of heart strain, like poor circulation, inflammation, or stress, continue quietly in the background. Monica learned this the hard way. She had been taking fish oil faithfully for years, thinking it was all she needed, while her arteries were still showing early stiffness. Supplements alone can never replace the foundational habits that truly protect your heart. Second, stop sitting for long periods. Sedentary behavior is one of the silent killers of the heart. Even if you exercise once a day, sitting for hours at your desk, in front of the TV, or in the car can counteract those benefits. Long periods of inactivity reduce circulation, increase arterial stiffness, and place extra stress on the heart. The fix is simple, but surprisingly effective. Get up frequently, move around, stretch, and take short walks throughout your day. Even small, repeated movements keep your blood flowing and your arteries flexible. Tom, the 55-year-old accountant, discovered that adding 3 5-minute walking breaks into his workday made a noticeable difference in how his body felt and how his heart responded. Third, cut back on hidden inflammatory foods. Many people don't realize how much inflammation their diet can cause. Hidden sugars, refined carbohydrates, heavily processed foods, and artificial trans fats are quietly sabotaging your heart. They promote inflammation, elevate blood sugar, and contribute to plaque buildup over time. The good news is, you don't have to be perfect. Just focus on replacing these foods with real, whole options. Swap sugary snacks for fruit, refined grains for beans and whole grains, and processed meals for simple home-cooked dishes. Many adults underestimate the cumulative impact of these choices. Monica and Tom both experienced the difference firsthand. It wasn't a single cheat meal that harmed them. It was the daily patterns, repeated over months and years, that either strengthened or weakened their hearts. Avoiding these 3 mistakes, over-relying on supplements, sitting too long, and consuming hidden inflammatory foods, can dramatically improve your chances of maintaining a healthy heart. Pair these with the solution habits we discussed earlier: nutrient-rich foods, consistent movement, and stress management. And you've essentially built a protective shield around your heart that works every single day, quietly and effectively. Remember, heart health isn't about perfection or extremes. It's about recognizing the habits that silently harm your heart and replacing them with simple, consistent actions that support its strength and longevity. Let's wrap this up. Keeping your heart happy, healthy, and strong doesn't require fancy supplements, expensive powders, or complicated regimens. The truth is, it comes down to 3 simple, powerful pillars: nourishing your body with natural, nutrient-rich foods, moving consistently to improve circulation, and managing stress to reduce inflammation. When these 3 work together, they form a protective shield for your heart that no pill or powder can replicate. Here's a bonus tip. Make it social. Share your healthy habits with a friend, family member, or even a community group. Eating nutritious meals, going for walks, or practicing mindfulness together not only makes these habits easier to stick with, but it also supports emotional well-being, a factor that is just as critical for heart health as diet and exercise. Monica discovered this herself. She started walking in the mornings with a friend, and not only did she enjoy the exercise more, but her motivation soared and her stress levels dropped naturally. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these habits have you been neglecting? Or maybe you've been relying on supplements but missing the bigger picture. Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else to take control of their heart health today. And before you go, here's a sneak peek at our next video. We'll reveal the hidden nighttime habit that silently ages your arteries while you sleep, and more importantly, what you can do tonight to reverse it naturally. This is one of those simple yet overlooked habits that can change the way you sleep, the way you age, and the long-term health of your heart. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Remember, your heart is far more than just a pump. It's the engine that drives your life. Treat it well, protect it daily, and it will serve you faithfully for decades. Start today. Small steps, consistent effort, and a heart-happy lifestyle. That's all it takes to keep your heart resilient, energetic, and strong for years to come. So take a deep breath, commit to one small change today, maybe adding a handful of nuts to breakfast, taking a 5-minute walk, or practicing mindful breathing, and let it compound over time. Your future self and your heart will thank you.